Let's build a habitat for the king of the jungle, or maybe a king of the desert in this case. I am of course talking here about the West African lion. Today we'll build a beautiful habitat for it with a detailed and functional backstage area. Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special day because we'll be adding the iconic lions to the Desert Adventure Park. Our African village, or the African section of the zoo, just couldn't be complete without adding one of the best known African species, which is the lion. I think that the lions are even one of the most commonly known animals in the world. So yeah, I just had to add the lions, and I teased it even a bit in the previous episodes, and some of you guys actually guessed it. So yeah, today we'll be building a detailed habitat for the king of the jungle, as I called it in the intro of this video. I still don't know why we are actually calling the lion the king of the jungle if it doesn't even live in the jungles. I mean, it lives in savannas and the more arid climates, so this is a huge question to me. Maybe some of you know the answer, but yeah, today it was actually a huge challenge to build it. It took me so long, so much time of building, of thinking, planning and doing stuff, and this is one of the reasons why you had to wait for this video a little bit longer. There are some other reasons, I will talk about it later, but it feels so good to finally talk to you guys, to have this new video being released. I also had a small break from playing Planet Zoo. Like, from time to time it just makes wonders to take a break from playing it almost every day. It makes wonders for the inspiration, for just drive to play it, to create, to do stuff in this game. So I have so many new video ideas listed, including some things that I have never done before, and things that were really requested. And I'm talking here about maybe I'll tell you, I'm talking here about it. Some tutorials maybe for Planet Zoo. I know that so many of you guys asked for it, so I will try to do some tutorials of showing you slowly how I build those habitats. I don't know, different things. I don't want to spoil too much. I still want to make some surprises and so on. Hopefully in the near future, maybe not the near future, but in the future, there will be some tutorials on my channel. I never done something like this, so it is a bit I'm feeling a bit insecure about teaching you how to play this game, but I will try it, and I will definitely do something because you guys really want to see that. I have so many comments about recording tutorials, you asking in your private messages and stuff like that, so I really want to record something, but I will see what I can do. I will talk about the video, about building the lion habitats in a second, but there's also one thing that is really exciting that we need to talk about, and that is the post, the official post made by Planet Zoo yesterday on their social media about the new special live stream that is coming to us on Monday, I think 11th of September. So we'll have some DLC, a new DLC teased. They will probably do a teaser of the new animals coming in the new DLC, and this is how we'll be able to guess maybe what the DLC will be. It is actually a bit sooner than I anticipated. The last fall DLC, the Twilight Pack, was out, I think, somewhere in the middle of October. So suddenly there's we have a beginning of September right now. So it comes sooner, and it messes up a bit my video plan that I just told you guys about. So I'll have to slightly adjust it, and maybe some videos will be postponed and so on. But still, what I want to do is add 2 more animals from the arid animal annual pack to the Elm Hill City Zoo before the new pack will be released. So this is something that you can expect in the near future on my channel, along with some other cool things. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited that I am finally back. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've uploaded, as I told you. It's been a while since I've played and I built something, and I've made myself a challenge right away after my break to build for the lion. There's so many things you need to consider if you want to build a realistic lion habitat. I had a little bit of a warm-up while building a cheetah habitat, which is actually located next to it. We are actually also reusing some bits that we created for the cheetahs, such as a moat, some, you know, rock walls and stuff like that, but there's a lot of things that I created especially for the lions, and I am especially, again, oh my god, my English vocabulary is so rich. So especially I focused a lot here on the backstage area and on the shelter for the lions, because I just wanted to make it right. I just wanted to make it a bit more realistic. I actually read the care manual for the lions in zoos. You can actually find something like that. It is called the European Association of Zoos and Aquariums, and on their site you can find a lot of those care manuals for different animals, like you can commonly see in zoos and aquariums. Those are just, you know, instructions on how you should keep those animals to make them happy, to make, you know, to make them healthy, to make sure that the zoos are just doing the best that they can to provide them with all their needs and so on. So keeping that in mind, I designed the whole shelter and whole backstage area, and also keeping another thing in mind, which was your requests for uploading the cheetah backstage area to the Steam Workshop. And I was like, okay, I can do it, but what I can also do, because I knew that I'll be building for the lions next, I can try to build something even better for the lions, and then upload something even better to the workshop. So this is what I did. So here's a little surprise for you guys. The whole backstage area and the shelter should be now available on the workshop. The link will be down on the description, so if you like to, you know, use it in your own zoos. It is a bit deserty themed, but I think that you can make it work in different zoos, different biomes and so on. So it features the holding pens outside, it features the night quarters inside, and a lot of staff rooms, like the food preparation. I created my own cabinets or cupboards or shelves. I don't even know how you call them. In my language we only have like one word for it, which is shafa or shafki, and in English there's so many different words for those things. But coming back to the video, of course you will be able to see the entire backstage area and the shelter in the cinematic shots. By the end of the video you saw a teaser at the beginning of the video, but I won't show you doing the entire interior here in the video. The interiors on the speed builds, it is not the best thing to watch. Simply, it is super, like, the camera movements are fast, it gets really like dizzy very quickly, so I don't tend to do it. Of course, if you guys would like to see how I do it, I can actually, you know, do a video on it maybe, but yeah, if I would like to, you know, do the entire like build and make it into the speed build of the things that I created here, it would be either 2 hours long, or I could do like 2 separate episodes, which I don't really like. I prefer when, you know, one episode is just one habitat from the beginning till the end, because I feel like you guys are sort of sometimes lose interest when it comes to the second video. Like, you already know what it's all about, and you know, you're not coming back for the second part. But yeah, that's why I decided to, you know, skip a bit, but you will see a lot in in the cinematic shots, and you'll be also able to download the entire backstage area and see it yourselves in your zoos. I am not a big fan of adding the blueprints to the workshop. You guys know about it. You guys heard me talking about it a lot of times. I prefer to add actually the zoo, like if we finish like a certain part or a certain, I don't know, season of the zoo, I prefer to add the entire zoo to the workshop so you can go and see it yourselves. But when I add certain habitats or certain buildings, there's always so many issues. People cannot add it properly to their zoos. They are locked for some people for whatever reason. I don't know why. You even sometimes write me those angry comments or angry messages that I should learn how to add the blueprints to the workshop because they don't work. But I don't really know why. my answer is always, I don't know why it doesn't work. Sorry, everything should be fine. But for some reason, some of the blueprints even work for some people, and then you write me a message that it stopped working and is locked now. So I don't know if plans to change something about blueprints, but it always causes so many issues that I just don't like to do it. And it also is quite of work to make a big blueprint and add it like flawlessly to the workshop and make it work, do the description there on the Steam workshop, add the photos, add everything. It makes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time that I could use on building more habitats and then add the entire zoo section to the workshop or something like that. So that's why I am not a huge fan, but let's not talk about it anymore. Let's just be happy that I finally added something to the workshop. Yay! I really hope you guys will like it, and I will appreciate all the likes on the Steam workshop page, all the comments and so on, because yeah, this backstage area is one of my most detailed ones, so I really hope you guys will like it. Okay, but coming back to what I did in the habitat. So this habitat was supposed to be sort of like a continuation of the cheetah habitat that we did last time. In case you haven't seen the King Cheetah habitat on my channel, I will put the link down in the description so you can go and check it out. But yeah, this was supposed to be a sort of like a continuation. So the rock walls that we had for the cheetahs, they are going like transferring into this like a cave for the guests that they can go and walk into and see the cats from closer perspective. But then the rock walls also continue and create the lion habitat. This was my idea. For the lions, I had to do a bigger moat. They are bigger, they can jump, they are really dangerous animals. I feel like much more dangerous than the cheetahs. That's why the moat is bigger. And also I decided to fill the moat with the water because it creates a really cool like effect. I really like the color of the water that I decided to go for. And also, as you know, the zoo is slightly, maybe not much, but slightly inspired by the Dubai Safari Park that I visited a long time ago. I feel like it is so boring because I'm talking about it in every episode of this zoo. But yeah, I visited the Dubai Zoo and that's why I decided to create this entire zoo. And they also had the lions, and they had the lions with this like moat with the water. So this is what I decided to do for some reason, to make it look a bit different from the cheetah habitat that we created last time. So after being done with the entire moat, I added a lot of plants around the habitat. This is because I just like this contrast of the areas around the habitat being very lush, and then you have the inside that is still not maybe like arid or anything. It is still has some plants but not as many. So when it comes to the actual habitat, I wanted to play with some height variation to make it more interesting. I added a lot of rock formations from the stalagmite pieces. I kind of wanted to make like a centerpiece that the lions could climb on. It is not Pride Rock from Lion King or anything like that, but it still looks cool. I made sure that it is all like traversable, that they can walk on it. They have some enrichment on the different, you know, rock formations so they can use it. And then I added tons of plants. I of course added some trees. I also created my own tree guards that I saw in different zoos. The ones for the big cats that prevent the cats from climbing trees. So I thought that it is really really crucial, because we have those trees growing like quite close to the rock wall that we have in the back, so that the lions could potentially climb on those trees and then jump out of the habitat, and we don't want it. I also added an electric wire on the entire like parameter of the habitat, so we have the wire in the moat like above the water, and we also have it on the rock walls. It took so much time to do the one on the rock walls, like to adjust it and make it look seamless. I didn't include that in the video, like a whole process, but because it took me so much time, but I just love the look of it. So yeah, I of course added a lot of enrichment items for them. I made sure that the views from the both sides of the habitats are nice, that you have a really nice vistas, and also made sure that there's something interesting near this cave that the guests can walk in. So I created like this little like rock platform or anything like that with another enrichment items, and the lions are actually able to jump on it, like to rest on it, and so on. The habitat has two different sides that the guests can like see the lions from, like observe them and so on. This is something that I came up with. So the part that is next to the cave for the guests is, you know, regular part that you'll see while visiting the African village, but the part on the other side, it is meant to be seen from this like wide path that we have in there, and this path is a path that will go like around the entire zoo, from which we'll be able to you know, enter to different villages. So we'll have different villages in the zoo. We are now finishing basically the African village, and we'll build villages like Australian, desert, and so on, and this is the path that will lead to those different villages. And I thought that it will be so cool that even when the guests will walk this path to the different villages, they will still be able to have a glimpse at the lions. So there are different reasons why I was gone for so long. As you guys know, I've been on my vacation. It was amazing. I rested. I had amazing time. I came back with a fresh mind and so on. But unfortunately, I went back to a bit of an emergency at work. I had to do a lot of stuff at work lately, and I was a bit, you know, tired about it. And also I did a thing that I really wanted to do for a long time. So I set up my new aquarium at home, and it also took a bit more time. It took, you know, some preparation. I did the proper aquascaping with a hardscape with, you know, live plants and so on. And I already have some different animals living in the new aquarium. This is my second one. I used to have two. Then I just, you know, I don't know, closed. I just dismantled the smaller one. I still had the huge one that I have. It's like 500 liters with big fish like cichlids and so on. And I really wanted to have the second one for the shrimps, for the cherry shrimps that I really love. So I wanted to have them alongside with some snails, some different like tiny fish and so on. So I made just that. It took so much time, but I really love it. And that's why I was also absent. But hey, I need time for different hobbies as well. But what I wanted to say is that while I was gone, some really amazing things happened. So first of all, there is this new creator spotlight made by Planet Zoo, and I really wanted to thank you guys, because while I was gone, firstly, Planet Zoo simply asks you guys who is your favorite creator, and the day that they did those posts on social media, my phone just went crazy with all the notifications. I got so many different tags on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and so on. So thank you guys for so much. It was so wholesome to see. I actually was a bit emotional when I was just, you know, looking at my phone, and the tags were just, you know, coming and coming and coming. Also, a lot of different Planet Planet Zoo content creators tagged me that I'm the inspiration, that I'm a really cool guy. So thank you guys so much. It meant so much to me. And a week after that, I think, I am just randomly opening my Twitter, my Twitter app, and I see a new post by Planet Zoo, and they said that their very first community, this creator spotlight, is Cesar Creates, and I just couldn't believe that. Like, imagine your favorite game of all time is giving you this like shout out on their social media everywhere for every person that follows this game to see. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like okay, maybe it's not the first time that they are, you know, mentioning me somewhere. They also invited me to their offices in Cambridge, but this was so special to be the first one featured there, to be, you know, they also featured my work. They showed you guys my Dama Gazelle habitat, so it was so cool to see. After that, there was also another creator showcased already, Remnantboy. Oh my god, this R in English, sometimes it's so hard for me to pronounce. We pronounce R as R in my language, so doing this R sometimes is hard for me. So Remnantboy, yeah, a huge inspiration for me, a huge inspiration for my channel, for my videos, for my builds in Planet Zoo. I just love his creation. So one of the most realistic builder. So in case you haven't seen his work on his, you know, for example, Balboa Zoo, definitely go and check it out. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. And also after that, Planet Zoo on their Screenshot Saturday, I think that this is called like this, you know, series of different posts on Saturdays, they showcased my King Cheetah Habitat. So I was featured so many times on their social media while I was gone. It is actually crazy, and they showed this really like cool photo that I really love from the King Cheetah Habitat. So I am so grateful to Planet Zoo for, you know, supporting me, for, you know, showcasing my work. It is so amazing. Like, imagine me when I started. My channel was so bad. I still cringe when I watch those videos. They're so bad. Like the commentary, like just building, like it was so fast. Like I still cannot believe that first of all, that someone watched me at this time, and how much we went through, how much I was able to improve in all of the fields. I sometimes get those comments from you guys that you can see the improvement, and I am always very happy when I hear that. And we came such a long way to, you know, my favorite game, showing my work not once but twice during 1 month. So oh my god, oh my god, it makes me really want to play this game even more. It makes me want to create more content, and I simply don't know what to say. It is so it makes me so happy, and I hope that they will do that for other like different talented content creators who deserve that so much. So I cannot wait to see who will be the next creator spotlight on the Planet Zoo social media. I was wondering if I should talk with you guys about the lion in this video, the West African lion, because I did that in my Elm Hill City Zoo video. This is the second time that we are building for the lion on my channel. Of course, I don't need to tell you that the lion is probably one of the worst animal models in the game. Unfortunately, we all probably think the same. It is not at the level of the animals that Planet Zoo produces now. It is even not on the level of some of the animals from the base game. I think that it might be one of the first animals that they created. I still like it. I still think that it looks cute, it looks good, but it looks good in more like the cartoonish way than, you know, this semi-realistic style that they are going for lately. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'm also not a huge fan of their traversable area and their hitboxes and so on. Creating this habitat made me like wonder if I should install a mod. There's this mod that, you know, makes the traversable area for the animals a bit more like realistic. I think it is Planet Zoo Plus, or or yeah, maybe it is. But I decided against it still. I am so much closer to downloading some mods, but I don't know. I have this fear that it will break my game or break my save files, but apparently it doesn't, but who knows. But yeah, I was so close to it because I couldn't make this habitat traversable for the animals at all. Like, they don't like the decals on the floor, they don't like the small rocks, they don't like anything. So I really had to be very like smart by, first of all, how I am putting the different things in the habitats, but then what should I delete to make them, you know, walk through it freely. And in the end, I was able to make it, but it took me several hours to make the whole habitat like traversable. Even when I did some tests, you saw those 2 poles that I was measuring things with. This is what I did. I firstly, like, you know, did some tests of how much space they need simply to fit in, but it occurred that this is still not too much, like this is still too less, so they couldn't fit in those things, and I had to rebuild the entire building. I had to rebuild those holding pens to make them fit in. I was so frustrated by this, but in the end I was able to make it, but it was a lot of work. There are still 2 things that I should mention. One thing is that I used some things from the workshop in here, especially for the shelter area. So if I will add it to the workshop, there will be the list of the creators like listed in the description of the blueprint. But I also used some blueprints by Leader. I'm sure that he doesn't mind because we are really good friends. But from time to time I'm using his stuff because it is just simply too good. So in here I used the logs that he created, I believe for the painted dogs or the African wild dogs in the Limpopo Zoo. He did it for a zoo in his series. He created those really cool logs that I used here, and I also used the shading structures in this like little plaza that we have in the front of the habitat that I also created and I also like decorated in this episode. What I also wanted to ask you guys was that what do you think the next DLC will be? I personally have no idea. I saw some speculation about the Temperate pack or about the Highlands pack, which I would personally love. I would love the Highlands pack. I love to create habitats with different, you know, height elevations for those animals that like to climb and stuff. And I am really hopeful for animals like Takin, Markor, or I don't know, maybe a Gelada or stuff like that. But I don't know. I really don't know what it will be. Of course, we'll be all super happy if they decided to add fishes and birds, but we don't know. By the way, thank you so much for all the positive feedback on my birds wishlist video that I uploaded recently. I know that there were some worse comments about people who were not really like believing that we can ever get birds, but come on, let people dream. And on that note, I will end this video. And of course, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Leave me a nice comment if you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment also what is your DLC speculation, what you think we'll get. Of course, I will cover all the news here on my channel. If you like to support the channel a little bit extra, you can do it with the join button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!